Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for this video, this has been a long time in the making, but we are finally tackling the question of, can you save the Warthog in the on the mission Outskirts that gets blown up in the tunnel? So for those of you who don't remember, let's take a look at what happens during this part of the mission normally, without any glitches or any messing around. So when you get this part of the mission Outskirts in the tunnel, there's a Warthog here that drives down that hole and then gets blown up by the Scarab beam. As you can see, it gets totally obliterated and pretty much wrecked. And one interesting fact about it is I'm pretty sure that Warthog that drives down is actually unmanned, like there's no Marines on it. Because if you look around, there aren't any bodies around. But anyways, so to tackle the question of can we save it or not, we're gonna have to do a few tricks here. So first off, you need to make sure you have the Feather and Sputniks go on for best results, and then Bandana would help too a little bit. But once you have those two on, just continue to the mission normally with a ghost or any vehicle, and just get to this part where you hit a loading point and it says speed zone ahead when it loads the little title bars at the bottom. And once you've hit that loading point, just come back outside, and I would recommend you clear out all the enemies here, because if you don't, they might interfere. But if you're really quick about this, then you can just go ahead and do what we're going to do next. So what you want to do is park your ghost up here. And I do want to mention that this step is actually also optional. You could do this on foot, but it'll take quite a lot longer to traverse the distance on foot. But just gonna park a vehicle here, a ghost, and then someone's need to throw a grenade next to you and then launch you up on top of the building here. And once you're up here, if you didn't go too high and too far, then you should survive and you'll be outside the map. And this will look like some classic, but we're gonna keep this in anniversary mode for most of the video. So yeah, let's switch back to that in a second. Now, like I said, you can do this on foot if you want. All you gotta do is just same thing, launch up here in person on foot. It might be a little easier actually to launch up here on foot. But as you can see, we have quite a distance to traverse, so it's a lot faster if you have a vehicle like a ghost or even a Warthog. Anything you want, you can just launch up here. So just make your way to where I'm going, and you want to come right about here. So in classic mode, it's at this spot, and in anniversary, there's a little building there that's actually invisible in classic mode. But you want to carefully drop down there and make sure you don't die, and then come to right about here. You'll notice the wall isn't solid here, but don't go through yet. Stay outside where we are. What you want to do next is, if you're doing this on co-op, and that's a little optional too, you don't have to do it on co-op, but it's going to be a lot easier on co-op. What you want to do is just basically kill each other and make sure that each person has dual SMGs. This works best with SMGs. You can do it with any other weapons, like BRs and stuff, but I highly recommend the SMGs, especially dual SMGs, because with the Feather Skull on, the SMGs can really like push vehicles and send them flying. And you can probably guess what we're going to do now. So once you enter here, oh, and make sure you stay crouched at this part. Forgot to mention it a little bit sooner, but stay crouched. If you stand straight up, you might accidentally trigger the loading point. But what you want to do is just stand right about here. As you can see, we are underground where the Warthog would drop in, and you want to get into the position where you could kind of see where the Warthog spawns. It'll spawn like right about where I'm looking, and once it spawns and comes down, you want to quickly shoot it with both SMGs, and you gotta do that really quick. And if you time it just right, you'll be able to knock the Warthog off course and out of the way of the Scarab beam. So let's take a look at that from Photos Chaos's perspective, because he's the one that managed to get the lucky shot on the Warthog. This actually took us like 2 hours to finally get right. There's a lot of footage we had to cut out, but here we go. So once you're ready to spawn the Warthog, just simply jump up and load it, and then quickly shoot it as it spawns in. And let's do that in slow motion so you can see what happens. So he jumps up, and that causes the Warthog to load and drive in, and he starts shooting it right at this moment. And as you can see there, that actually was enough to knock the Warthog off course, thanks to the Feather Skull and a little bit to the Sputnik Skull. And now that the Warthog is off course, it has survived and was not destroyed by the Scarab beam. Now, it was unmanned, I'm pretty sure. There was no Marines on it, so there's no bodies around. So there weren't any Marines to save, but you did save the Warthog itself, and you can now pretty much drive around this area of the map with that Warthog. Now, I mean, you could have used another Warthog to drive around here, or got a ghost and drove it around, but the point of this video was, of course, to save that Warthog that always gets blown up. This is one of the trickier things to save, actually, but we can actually save it without mods this time, and with just pure glitches only, you know. But it is a little tricky, and you do need like perfect timing and perfect aim to knock it off course. So yeah, now that we've saved the Warthog, you know, we can you can have fun driving around, you know, just mess around with it and stuff. The Warthog is destructible though, obviously, so it's not like that secret indestructible Warthog on this map. But other than that, there's nothing really special about the Warthog. It's just a standard Warthog that gets blown up during a little part of the mission. And if you wanted to finish this mission, if you try to drive ahead to this non-solid ground, you'll notice you hit a barrier eventually, and you can't get any further if you try to proceed to the rest of the mission. But if you did want to finish it with this Warthog, you know, just for like completion's sake, you know, you want to complete the mission and save everything, you know, for those people who are Halo perfectionists, there is a way to get it back into the map. You know, you gotta drive all the way back around and have someone get back to the map and then hit a loading point to teleport you and the Warthog back. But we're not gonna show you that because that'll make this video a lot longer, at least a few more minutes longer. And I don't think it's necessary to show you because nothing happens if you finish with the Warthog. You know, everything continues as normal. As you can see, the next mission, nothing changes. But this is what happens if you finish with that that Warthog that you save, and you know, nothing happens. But like I said, for those of you who are up for a challenge and want to save everything, and that's, you know, anything possible in Halo, this is another thing that you can save, and without mods as well, I might add. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. You can indeed save that Warthog in a tunnel on the map Outskirts that gets blown up by the Scarab, and got another thing checked off our list. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting. And if you did, make sure to leave a like. And if there's anything else you want us to check out or try to save or, you know, whatever, just let me know and I'll do my best to look into it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.